Hello, this is Dr. Priscilla with Speak Excellent English. This is a vocabulary building activity. Please use this activity to build your vocabulary and practice. While this is not a perfect video, it is one that I created on the fly for my student. Looking at the vocabulary words 1 through 11, there is worthwhile, dull, demanding, challenging, fun, glamorous, routine, depressing, varied, stressful, and rewarding. If you're watching this video, you can press the pause button and pronounce the words as you go along so that you will not only know the words by definition, but how to pronunciate these words as well. Here's I'm going to call these my knee-jerk vocabulary words. Without looking at a dictionary, I'm just going to give you a knee-jerk, quick and dirty definition. Worthwhile. Number 1, worthwhile. Worthwhile means to do something that is useful. For example, I believe that this video will be worthwhile to any student that is listening. 2, dull. The word dull means it is not interesting. It's boring. It's lack in luster. The activities some teachers teach are dull, and the student does not enjoy the activity because it is not exciting or stimulating. Number 3, demanding. The word demanding requires a lot of effort and energy. To learn English, it is demanding that you practice every day and build on the skills that your teacher teaches. Number 4, challenging. The word challenging means to be able to look at a goal and decide that I'm going to achieve it regardless as to how much time or energy I must put into it. Number 5, fun. The word fun means to be entertained, something that you enjoy doing. 6, glamorous. This activity is a glamorous activity, and glamorous means something that stands out. It is not the normal way of looking or doing something. So you may have a glamorous activity, you may have a glamorous car, something that is fancy is considered glamorous. Number 7, routine. That's basic, something that you can do without giving much thought to it. For example, one of my daily routines is to get up and eat breakfast every day. I do it without thinking about it. Number 8, depressing. Depressing is to be sad, unhappy. It is very depressing to study English for 3 hours a day and not remember anything. It may be a good idea to change the depressing attitude and my approach and make it more interesting. 9, varied. To make boring activities interesting, we can change them a little. Varied means to change the way that you do something. For example, if you usually get up and eat breakfast in the morning, that is the first thing that you do. Perhaps if you change that and took your shower before eating breakfast, that would change the way that you do things. Stressful. Stressful is something that is sad and sometimes difficult to do, something that you don't want to do. It could be stressful when you're trying to follow instructions and you don't understand what the person is saying. And finally, number 11, it is rewarding. Rewarding is receiving something. It could be something tangible. It could be a compliment. It could be a word of praise. Sometimes a teacher will reward the students by giving them the grade that they have earned for studying and doing their work. This is rewarding. The final part of this activity that is going to change it and make it into a worthwhile activity for my students is to change the way that you're looking at things. I'm going to choose picture number 1 and make it into a worthwhile activity that is not dull, it is not demanding, but it will be challenging, hopefully a lot of fun. Teaching, of course, is not glamorous for some, but it can have a very routine aspect. For some students, it is depressing, but with varied activities, it could be less stressful and very rewarding. Now, I quickly went through all 11 words. Now I'm going to do the same thing very slowly. Try to use each one of the words twice so that you can see how knowing exactly what a word means, even though one word may have a varied amount of definitions. If you know one definition, then you can continue to build as time goes on. I'm going to look at picture number 1 with the gentleman with the chalk in his hand. I'm going to assume that he is using the board to teach his students. Now I will start with my words. In this image, I see a teacher doing a worthwhile task of writing on the board. This worthwhile task may appear to be dull, but it is something that most teachers do, write on the board. While this activity may be dull, it is, in many instances, demanding. Demanding opportunities are the challenges that students face when they're sitting in the classroom. The challenge is to accept the opportunities that the teacher is giving them in demanding exercises and activities to challenge them to become the best student that they can be. When a student finds that the activities are challenging, hopefully they can turn these challenging activities into fun. When fun activities can be turned into fun, they can be presumed sometimes as glamorous. When you have something that is glamorous, you want to show it off. So if you're able to speak well, you have the ability to show off your talent in a very glamorous way. This can become routine because you've taken that glamorous activity into something that you can do on a frequent basis. When you do things frequently, this is considered routine. Things that are done routinely are sometimes depressing. For example, if cleaning the house, washing dishes and cooking is depressing, it's most likely because it is routine. To change a depressing activity into something that is varied, you might want to just decide how you want to do it. Instead of washing the dishes as you dirty the dishes, maybe you can vary this activity and wash the dishes at the end of a meal. This may make it a little less depressing, and it would certainly add variety and give you that varied experience. Sometimes I find that varied experiences can be stressful because you may try to take on more than you can do at this time, especially if you have a teacher that is very demanding. The classwork can be very stressful. The good thing, though, is any stressful activity can turn out to be rewarding if you use it in a very beneficial way and you have an end goal in mind. Thank you for listening to this stressful activity that I try to make glamorous and into a fun and rewarding way. I am Dr. Priscilla with Speak Excellent English. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.